Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for calling in today. Today's Sunday, November 1st, 2020, right? It's a new month, it's a new time in life because this is ONPASSIVE Go Founders, and our slogan
You're one of
is
the drivers?
we are in it to win
Are
it.
you one of
Mr.
the drivers?
Charles, you
Yeah.
need to mute your microphone, Mr.
I have
Charles.
my office over there, but I just
Mr.
wanted
Charles,
to.
you need to mute your mic. Mr. Charles, you're interrupting the intro.
I just muted.
I can hear you. Okay, so I was saying that it's a new month, it's a new time in life, and this is ONPASSIVE Go Founders. Our slogan is we are in it to win it. We want to welcome you, all the guests, of course, and the founders already. We want to welcome our leaders. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting us as usual. Marina is here, ladies and gentlemen. Marina Favid, all the way from South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, we're going to have a few housekeeping rules, right? First off, I want to inform you that you're going to be force muted. The reason being that we want to make sure that you get information that you came here for, because you cannot take off a Sunday and not get information that you came here for. So that said, the question and answer session is going to be at the end of the webinar. So at this time, I'm going to urge you to get out your notepads and your pens and pencils so that you can write down your questions, right? They'll be answered at the end of the webinar. And that's it. Please make sure that when you're asking your question, your video should be open so we can be looking at you while you're looking at us, right? And with that already mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, this webinar is going to be presented to you by a very, very selfless gentleman who is also a family man. He has been in the computer world for more than 35 years. He's now retired and he's been in the business world for more than 35 years. Ladies and gentlemen, he is very knowledgeable about this subject matter. It is my honor to present to you Mr. Charles Osong.
Thank you very much, Senge. Always very enthusiastic. And your enthusiasm is contagious. We love you. We love what you do for our community. And we need more people like you, right? So, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're all welcome wherever you're calling from. I know in some parts of Africa where you are, it's kind of late. Sorry about that. We'll see if we can do something about that. So, I am going to start off by making sure everybody stays muted. So, I will force mute everyone, just like the announcer said. Not for long, just for about 30 to 35 minutes while I present to you this very amazing opportunity, right? And I just did that. Next thing I'm going to do is make sure it is locked so that we don't get disturbances as people come in and out of the webinar. Let me do that. Okay, the meeting is now locked, okay? If somebody misses this, we'll have another one tomorrow, 3 p.m., which I believe will be 9 p.m. now in Africa, or some of the places 10 p.m. and so on. But like the announcer said, my name is Charles Osong. I have been in the United States for over 35 years. This is my 36th year. And I will be presenting to you an amazing opportunity in all of my 35 years of being in the United States. Then the way I do that is I tell you my story. I tell you how I got to know about this business and why I chose to be part of this business. And hopefully when I do that, you're gonna resonate, it's gonna resonate with you, and then you can make your own decision, right? And for those 35 years or more that I've been here, I've been working always, sometimes 2 jobs just to make ends meet. I've worked for the most part in the IT industry, the computer industry. And for those of you who are familiar, that's a very, very huge industry, but I've been fortunate to touch almost every discipline in that industry. So nonetheless, I've always looked for ways to make money on the side. Early on in my life, about 34 years ago, I ran into the works of Mr. Warren Buffett. He's one of the richest people on earth. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. So I've always been looking for ways to make money in my sleep because that resonates very well with me. And in the process of doing that, I also ran into another guy by the name of Robert Kiyosaki, who is in his own right independently wealthy. Kiyosaki impressed upon me that yes, we do have rich people in this world, but we also have wealthy people. The rich people tend to work for their money. Yes, they get paid a lot of money, that's true, but they must go to work to get paid. So they are trading hours for dollars. Wealthy people, on the other hand, tend to make money passively. They make money in their sleep. So that's what we call passive residual income. I got interested in that kind of income, and I've always been looking. And like I said, I've always looked for ways to make that kind of money. So I did retire from my corporate America job just over 3 years, 3 years and 8 months ago. I tendered my resignation, and a colleague of mine said to me, Charles, you're very lucky. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, on the contrary, I just haven't saved up enough money for working all these many years. It beats me, and I need to do things differently. So following Robert Einstein's rule of insanity or theory, you do the same thing over and over, expecting different results, you're insane. So I didn't want to be insane. I had to do something radical. I had to stop working. And I opened an office in Maryland, in the United States. And this one good day, a trusted friend of mine about a year and 8 months ago walked into my office and said to me, Charles, I have this opportunity that I want you to take a look at. And it's the same opportunity I'm talking to you about, okay? So just so you know, prior to retiring from corporate America, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is simple. They look at every opportunity inside out before making a decision. So I know you guys are going to talk to people, and when they turn you out without looking at the opportunity, guess what? You go and look deeply. They're going to be poor, right? They pass over opportunities regularly. So I told my friend I'm going to look at this opportunity. But I have 3 questions that I want you to kind of settle me with these questions. They are my rule of thumb questions. I go with them everywhere before I even look into an opportunity. It's a way for me to save time from whoever is presenting to me or save my own time. So I asked him, this opportunity that you're bringing to me, will I be able to make money if I cannot recruit one person? If I cannot sell to a single person, will I still make money? And when I say money, I mean real money. I'm not talking about chop change. I've been blessed enough to see some little money in my life. I need money to give me financial freedom. And I know financial freedom means different things to different individuals. To me, it simply means I am making enough money to do what I want, when I want, where I want, and how I want. So I asked my friend, this opportunity that you are bringing to me, if I don't recruit anybody because I'm an African and I don't know how to recruit, will I be able to make that kind of money? And he said to me, Charles, you will. And I said, okay, that sounds good to me. Let's go to question number 2. Do I need to come out of pocket every month in, month out, to pay some bill? They call it autoship in the industry. Do I need to pay monthly autoship? He said, nope, Charles, when this company launches, you come out of pocket once and you're done. Okay? That sounded very, very good to me, and I thought we were getting somewhere. So I needed to ask one more question. Question number 3. But before I tell you what that question is, I would like to share with you how I came about that question. Okay, so towards the end of 2016, I knew for a fact I was going to stop working for corporate America. I coined those first 2 questions that I mentioned to you guys earlier. They worked pretty well, at least for some time. I landed upon some very good opportunities, making a lot of money, and I thought life is good. I thought that's the way life is supposed to be, but not for long. About a year and a half later, maximum 2 years, each and every one of these companies went belly up. They took a nosedive. So I had to do another thing that successful people do so well. They fail forward. Failing forward simply means when you fall down once, you get up once. When you fall down 10 times, you get up 10 times. You dust yourself, you look at what went wrong, what mistakes you made, why you fell, okay, so you can move forward with experience and not repeat the same mistakes. So I had to do that. And once I did that, I realized that all of these companies that I was involved with, none of them had a legitimate, viable product. That was across the board, none of them. And by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Okay. Now, this is for sustainability, folks. A lot of companies have come and gone and have messed people up because of that. I know most of you here are from Nigeria. You may have heard of a company called MMM. Okay. That company came, a few people made money, a lot of people lost money. Some even lost their lives because of frustration. And if you go back and look at it, guess what? MMM did not have a legitimate, viable product, and there are a host of them. Okay. So that became my third question. I looked up at my friend and I asked him, does this company you are presenting to me, do they have a legitimate, viable product? And he said to me, Charles, you have an IT background. You should be able to understand these products better than me. So I said, okay. So I took a look at the products, came back to him and said, you know what, by the way, should these people succeed in what they're trying to do, we are going to have a shakeup of the internet, that's for sure. Okay. And I said to him, and by the way, when he came to me, this company had been in pre-launch for 6 to 8 months. So I said to him, the only problem is we are going to be in pre-launch much longer. We're going to be in pre-launch for another 3 years, maybe more. And he was kind of disturbed. He didn't like what I told him. He said, why? I said, it's simple. This company is using something called artificial intelligence, AI for short. And AI, by the way, guys, is a disruptive technology, okay? A disruptive technology is one that comes every once in a while, will change the way we do things. We have no choice. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved, okay? It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. And this company, they are using AI in every step of the development process to create proprietary products that people are going to use online. So I told him, listen, we're going to have to fasten our seatbelt and wait for some time. Okay. But I told him this also. I said, listen, I don't care how long it takes. I do not want to miss out on this opportunity. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out. I had missed out in a few opportunities earlier on in my life. I wasn't going to miss out on this one at any cost. So I asked him, how much is it going to cost me to be part of this company? And I was expecting him to tell me something like $10,000, even more. Okay. In America, all you need is a credit card. You don't need cash. And I had credit cards. I had a few. I was ready to pay. Okay. Well, my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, all you need is $97, 97. And I could not believe him. I said, you must be kidding. He said, nope, I'm not kidding. It's for real. I said, okay, well, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it costed me $102 because I was using a credit card and they have a $5 fee, right? Processing fee. No problem. I told him, my friend, I want you to do me a favor. I'm not going to have 3 years or more to be monitoring this company. I need you to let me know. Just call me, to whatever it takes, let me know so that when they are closer to launch, I can get more involved. He said, deal. 8 months later, my friend gave me a call. And he was like, Charles, can you make yourself available in 1 week's time? The CEO is going to be talking to everybody. I said, sure. 1 week later, I hop on the call, and there was Mr. Ash Mofara, who is our CEO. For those of us who have been founders for some time, we've come to know and love him a lot. Not just because he's going to help us make money, because I can guarantee you he will, tons of money, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart. Okay? A lot of people have the brains. He has the brains. A lot of those people at the same time don't have the heart. Okay? So when you get to join us, you'll find out that this company is built around love. And so some of us just resonate with this guy. Now, but mind you, I was meeting or listening to him for the first time. Okay? And he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch. So in my little head or my mind, I'm wondering, I said, how can this guy say that? It is just 8 months that I told my friend, we need some time. Now he's saying we're closer to launch. So he got my attention. I listened keenly. And he said, we have leased a building in Bangalore. Bangalore, for those of you who are familiar with India, is in India. It's like the Silicon Valley of India. So we've leased a high-rise building, 2 floors in that building, and we've hired 200 engineers. And these guys are working day and night. So now I'm beginning to think in my head, I say, okay, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. I know because I've been part of a few of those. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. This guy goes to the source. For those of you who are familiar with IT, Indians are the king of the jungle. They're the best in the game. He goes to the source, gets the cream of the crop, very solid engineers, not 20, not 25, 200 of them. And these guys are not working 8, not 9, not 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns to make sure this happens. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, with this kind of a resource, yes, they can be able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, they can be able to do in 2 years what is supposed to take 5 years. So I am beginning to believe. Mr. Mofara went on and said, we do have some problems because we have some unethical people around us, some founding members who have been doing some bad things, trying to steal our technology. We're not going to let that happen. We will be coming up with a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA for short. When you see these NDAs, you need to sign them up because it's the only way you can enjoy or benefit from this great company. 2 months later, he called another meeting and said, hey guys, the NDAs are out. So I went back, took a look, read every line of it. I can assure you guys, I am not an attorney by any stretch of the imagination. But by the time I was done reading it dawned upon me that this is that time I told my friend I need to get involved. I looked up at everything that they had done so far from the beginning, how much money they've spent, how much time, how much energy, everything just looked serious to me. And I said, okay. I looked up, I saw the number of founding members. At the time, it was just about 40,000 founding members. Today, we will have well over 262,000 founding members. Huge. And this was back in March. You can imagine the difference. Okay. But when I looked up, I looked at the different names and stuff, and I know African names when I see them. I did not see a lot of African names, and I was disturbed. Okay. I became a man on a mission. And now, if you're here and you're not from Africa, we love you. We'll work with you. But I just wanted our people to benefit from this great opportunity also. Okay. So I became a man on a mission, and I called a few other leaders. I said, hey guys, they come up to my office, and I said, you know what? We need to spread this out massively. We need to get our people, we need to get as many people into this opportunity as possible so that together we can change mankind, we can change the world, we can change Africa, okay? So we decided upon Zoom, okay? Zoom, thanks to technology, all you need is a smart device. It could be a smartphone, a laptop, an iPad, whatever it is that's smart. And you need internet access or data, as you guys call it in Africa, and boom, you're on, right? Now, the company I'm talking to you about is called ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE as in Victor, E as in Edward. Okay, and this name was not given by chance. This is a passive opportunity. You come in, you put your little money, and that's it. You can go home and sleep, and the money will work for you. Okay, now, our CEO and founder that I just mentioned a few moments ago, Mr. Mofara, he graduated with a master's in internet marketing and information technology. He has a knack for artificial intelligence, that disruptive technology I just told you about. Okay, he's a guru when it comes to traffic generation. Okay, traffic is big. Traffic is the reason I can dream today. Traffic is the reason I can invite you all to dream with me today. And so, because it's so important, we're going to spend a couple minutes just talking about traffic. What is traffic? Traffic is the most important thing or factor in any business. It doesn't matter whether that business is offline or online, okay? But because most of us have an age, we are more used to offline businesses. I call us digital immigrants. We're gonna kind of start off with the offline side of things, right? So let's say you have an offline business, and that could be any business. It could be a car dealership. It could be any kind of business, a hair salon, tire store, whatever it is, but it's offline. But let's just say you have a restaurant. I just love to use that because I love food and I know everybody eats, right? So let's say you have a restaurant and I have a restaurant. Your restaurant is located in a very busy area, a shopping mall that people come in and out all the time. My restaurant, on the other hand, is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Okay. Well, we're going to compare traffic in these two businesses, these two restaurants. So everything else has to be equal except location, right? So the food is the same, even the chef is the same, everything is the same, okay? But your restaurant is going to make more money than me in sales. Why? Because people are going to come to that restaurant, to that shopping mall, sorry. They're going to come to the shopping mall to do their hair, do their nails, buy clothes, do whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall. They are going to get hungry. They will look up at your restaurant. They'll wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, people are going to have to know that it is there. Okay? People are going to have to come deliberately, leave their homes deliberately to come there. Now, because of that, it's going to suffer in sales. So, what is traffic? Traffic is simple, it's just people coming in and out of your business. That's it. What about online traffic? What is that? But before we go there, I just want to say this. If you have that offline business in this day and age, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you just ask to be smoked by competition. The world has gone digital. The reverse is not true. You can have a very successful online business with no offline presence. A typical example is Amazon. So what am I saying? Simple. Yes, we do have millions upon millions of businesses offline. As many businesses as we have offline, we have even more online, right? So there are more businesses online, and all these businesses also thrive on traffic. They need traffic to survive. What is online traffic? If I have a business online, I can just call it charlesosong.com. And by the way, that's a domain name. That's one of the services that you, as you will see, ONPASSIVE provides. I call that charlesosong.com. The first thing that needs to happen for me to make any sales is for people to click on it, right? No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. That's simple. So online traffic is a clicks. So there are people online, businesses online. All they do is drive traffic to all those millions upon millions of businesses online. In other words, send customers there for them to click. Okay? And our CEO, Mr. Mofara, is the best in the game. He's a guru when it comes to driving traffic. There's nobody that even comes close to him. If you've been online for any length of period of time doing any business, you will know that traffic is key and he is the best. Okay? He proved himself. After graduation, he joined a few of those businesses, drove traffic to these businesses. He made tons of money. They made more tons of money. However, a lot of these businesses went out of business. Why? I told you guys earlier, when a company doesn't have a legitimate viable product, it's a time bomb. It's just a matter of time. Okay? So they did not have it. So Mr. Mofara and his family, notably his wife, who was also in IT, they're gonna sit down and say, you know what? We don't need to do this anymore. Drive customers, drive people to other people's businesses, and these businesses go out. Those people are left stranded, and we are in the middle. No, we're gonna get our own. We're gonna make sure we have viable services, legitimate viable services. Okay, we're gonna have founding members who will drive traffic to them. They will make money. We shall make money, and everybody is happy. Hence, the birth of ONPASSIVE. Okay. So just over 3 years ago, Mr. Mofara and his close niche group, they're gonna sit around and say, you know what? We are gonna start our own business and we need these viable services. What are these services? And remember, guys, I said 3 years ago, think about that. There was no coronavirus, there was no COVID-19. Okay. So they're gonna sit down and say, okay, we have about 7.7 billion people on earth. At any point in time, there are about 7 million people online. Now, 7 million people 3 years ago, you can multiply that number now with COVID-19. You can multiply that by 10, maybe more. But 7 million is still a lot of people, right? Every minute. What are these people looking for? What kind of services do they want? Do they need? Okay, well, some of them are doing online banking. I know that, I do that. I do that sometimes twice a day. I know some of you do that. And when we do those things, there are companies that monetize on our services. So these guys are gonna say, you know what, we can do that too. We have AI, artificial intelligence, at the back of our palms. We can do that too. Okay. Some people are doing e-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing. I don't know if you guys know that there are people online that make 6-7 figure incomes yearly just doing email marketing, right? So these guys are going to say, you know what? We have artificial intelligence at the back of our palms. We can do that too. Email marketing. Some people are on their favorite social media. A lot of you guys go to Facebook. When you are on Facebook, what do? You're sending texts, photos, images to friends, colleagues, classmates, family members. Guess what you're doing? It's called community. Okay? So these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, we can even have a better community. And we already do. We can do that too. Huge. Some people are doing video conferencing just like we are right now. If you're looking at me, you can hear me, you can see me, or what, or both. It means that you went to Zoom and you put in some ID, and boom, there you are. Okay, Zoom is a video conferencing application. The company Zoom makes money from that. Okay, Zoom is not the only one. We have Skype, we have AnyMeeting, we have Cisco WebEx, we have Google Hangouts, we have Microsoft Teams. There are more than a plethora of them, more than 25 of them. Zoom, of course, is still the most user-friendly. That's why everybody's talking about it, but not for long. Wait until ONPASSIVE hits the market with our webinar platform. Then you will know. The pictures are clearer, 3D. The images are way, way clearer. It's scalable, okay? It's more secure, end-to-end encrypted. And above all, guess what? It's cheaper, okay? But for those of you who like statistics, Zoom, prior to COVID-19, was averaging about 10 million participants every day. Just imagine that. And then in April, the same company took the statistic and they found out that, hey, now they're doing over 300 million participants a day. And that was back in April. We're in November today. You can imagine what it is. Okay. The owner of Zoom, I read somewhere recently that he just overtook ExxonMobil in terms of riches. Huge. And we're going to participate in that. Okay. Why do you think those participants are so many? Every university, high school, middle school, elementary school, asking students to take classes virtually. I've seen men of God, women of God having prayer services, Bible services online. I've seen virtual wake keepings, virtual weddings. The world is going virtual. That's it. And ONPASSIVE is going to help us monetize on it. Okay? Let's talk about another service, VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's just a fancy name for a tunnel. That's it. Okay? It's a tunnel that cuts across a major network like the internet, provides privacy. Employers use it so that their employees can access corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the advent of COVID-19, guess what? More and more companies have employees working from home, such as Facebook, Microsoft, all these companies, right? They have employees. When you hear people say they're telecommuting, they're working from home, guess what? They need VPN. There are companies that monetize on that. Just over 11 weeks ago, Twitter, the IT giant, came out and said, hey, even after COVID-19, all our employees are going to have to work from home permanently. Yes. And we're going to make it even better. We're going to make sure we allocate $1,000 per employee so that they can be comfortable working from home. What does that mean? That just means that they don't have the comfortable furniture. We're going to get it. They don't have high-speed internet. We will make sure they get it. Okay? They can do that because, yes, they're going to be saving on overhead, a lot of overhead. Facebook 5 days later came out and made the same announcement. And other companies have followed suit. It's competition. The world is going virtual. So these guys in ONPASSIVE, they're going to say, you know what? We have AI. We can do anything we want. We can have our own VPN. We're going to make it better, clearer, faster, more secure, okay? And above all, guess what? Cheaper. When ONPASSIVE launches, I can assure you, the big players in this VPN space, like Cisco Networks, they are going to know there is a new kid on the block. They will know. Okay, so let's talk about another service, search engine optimization, SEO. Okay, we know of search engines. Yahoo, we know of Bing, we know of Google. Google is so popular, it's even a verb these days. Google it. Okay? You go to Google 10 times, 20, 100 times a day to search for something, it is free. You go to Google to get a Gmail account, 1, 10, 100, it is free. You can even have a voice account, a voice over IP account, phone number, free. So it sounds like everything in Google is free. Yet, Google is a multi-billion-dollar company. How do they make money? Most of us don't care. And we, frankly, we don't have any reason to care. But today I'm going to tell you how. Because ONPASSIVE is going to help us make money the same way that the same way that Google is making money, right? So ONPASSIVE is going to help us do that using SEO. So let's say you go to Google to search for something. And it can be anything. It can be camera, phone, okay? But I want it to be a camera because I have an online store and I do market my camera on Google, right? So you go online to google.com and you search for a camera. Guess what happens? A bunch of them will pop up, maybe 15, maybe 20. And one of them is going to come from my store, okay? When you click on that camera from my store, guess what happens? Google charges me at the end of the month. They call it pay-per-click. So in other words, at the end of the month, they're going to tally up all the clicks that went to my store, and they just bill my credit card that they have on their file. So what's the contract? You advertise something through us, we're going to and somebody comes looking for that item, we're going to optimize our search, bring that item to the top so that they can see it. As soon as they see it, our job is done. They buy it, they don't buy it, none of our business. Okay? A small businessman like me, you can imagine I'm insignificant online when it comes to business. But I'm paying Google averagely $400 every month. I'm paying Microsoft averagely $600 every month. Why am I paying Microsoft? Bill Gates is smart. He's a visionary. He saw that this SEO is big. He did not have time to start a brand new company. He bought an existing one called Bing. He revamped it. And guess what? I pay him every month. A lot of other people pay him every month. Big businesses pay him every month. I pay Zoom for this service that we're using. $200 a month. I also pay GoDaddy for a bunch of domain names that I have. So these are some of the services that I'm paying every month as a small business guy. You can imagine the big guys like the eBays, like the Amazon, all these big companies, Walmart, okay? What they're paying Google and the rest. That's how come they are multi-billion-dollar company. So ONPASSIVE has AI. We're going to have our own search engine optimizer. Super smart using artificial intelligence, which means what? By the time you type the first letter, it already knows where you are headed. Guys, I can assure you, by the time ONPASSIVE launches, the big players in this space like Google, Yahoo, they are going to know there's a new sheriff in town. That's all we can tell you. Okay? So what am I doing? I'm giving you a list of services. What ONPASSIVE does is this. It's simple. We have AI, artificial intelligence. We're going to look at everything that people need online. Okay, and we're going to create a one-stop shop. One-stop shop. For those of you who are in IT, we call it single sign-on. Huge. No one has ever done it and integrated all of them. ONPASSIVE, we are there. Huge. Now, a bunch of you here are founders already. Some are going to be founders very, very soon. Okay, and you will get excited because I assure you, you get into ONPASSIVE, the only way you don't get excited is that you don't get involved. You get involved, you will get excited. And when you get excited, the next thing that happens is you're going to tell everybody you see, wow, I found this great company. You're going to tell your friends, your family members. They are going to look at you. A bunch of them are going to laugh at you. And they're going to ask you this, by the way, do they even have a product? Because I've seen that happen. I heard that. Okay. Here's what I want you to tell them. Okay. You tell them we'll have a total digital solution or a total IT solution or a total internet solution. Same thing. Total internet solution, total IT solution, total digital solution. Same thing. ONPASSIVE itself has coined its own phrase, three-worded phrase, Smart Business Solution, SBS. So at the end of this presentation, I'll just kind of take you for a quick tour, like 30 seconds or less, on onpassive.com website and show our proprietary products. Not all exhaustive, but it is there. Huge. Okay. Now, I told you guys earlier, 3 things I look for in a business. Very, very few businesses can boast of this, that they have all 3. Number 1, don't have to recruit to make money. Number 2, you don't have to come out of pocket every month in, month out. Number 3, and most importantly, the services, the products, the digital products. In this digital day and age, there is no company has better products and or services than ONPASSIVE. I can assure you that. Now, the company has all these things. What is it going to cost you to be part of it? Remember, guys, when my friend came to me just about a year and 8 months ago, I asked him that question and he said $97. Well, today I can tell you it is still $97, but for a limited time only, because we are soon to hit soft launch, meaning pre-launch to test out some of the things. And when that happens, the first thing that's going to happen is that that price will move from $97 to $149. So save yourself some money. If you're here and you're not yet a founder, get back to whoever invited you. Let them show you how to become a founder ASAP. If you're familiar with a guy, Richard Branson, who is the CEO of Virgin Atlantic Airlines, he said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you don't understand it, jump on it, then begin to understand it later. This is an amazing opportunity that somebody, some friend, some family member has brought you to. Jump on it and understand it later. Huge. Okay, so now you pay your $97. What happens next? Financially, nothing happens next. Okay, you can get involved. You can have friends, family members that you wanted to enjoy what you're enjoying. You invite them to the webinar. You come with them to show them how it works. That's it. But financially, nothing happens until launch. And when I say until launch, the next question in your head should be, when is that launch? Well, our CEO has assured us ONPASSIVE will be launching before the end of 2020. Okay? So when that time comes, those great services and products that I just mentioned to you, those many of them, there are over 50, close to 50 of them right now. Okay? You are gonna purchase it. We've put them under one package. Okay? You're gonna have to purchase that package. So there's gonna be a one-time out-of-pocket expense again from you. So out-of-pocket expense with ONPASSIVE is twice. First time you pay your $97, you become a founding member. When the company launches, you're gonna select that package, and we know it's gonna cost somewhere between $100 to $250, somewhere in that range. They are not sure yet exactly how much it's gonna be. It will not be less than $100. It will not be more than $250. So you select that package, boom, and you're done. That's it. Okay. Now, this is very important. The package is a monthly subscription. We are here because we want to be making monthly residual income. That's why I'm here. That's why most of us are here. But you cannot have monthly residual income without monthly subscription. So this package that you're choosing is a monthly subscription. However, we are blessed because we are founding members. The company has promised us we'll pay upon launch that first month, and that's it. Subsequently, they are going to pay for us from our profits. In other words, we start making money. The company will take our profits from that. We'll take money from that commission, pay the subscription, and the balance we can take home. Huge. Not everybody's going to be that lucky. The customers, those who are coming later, they are not going to be that lucky. So we will be a product of the products. We will also have access to all those services for just paying once. On top of that, customers coming in by AI traffic, and we are going to monetize. Huge. It has never happened before in the industry. It is revolutionary. Okay. Now, I told you guys earlier, you don't have to recruit to make money. You don't have to talk to anybody to make money. Yet, those of you who are guests, you were either invited here by a friend or a family member. So you might be wondering, what's in it for that friend? What's in it for that family member? Let me just give you this scenario so that can explain it. All of us are founders, okay? Founding members, founders, same thing. So let's talk about founder A and founder B. Founder A is like me. He has a big family. I have a big family in the United States, outside of the United States, right? So I find something that is good. I want my family to benefit also. I want to give them the net rather than give them fish. What happens when I give them fish? I'll be shortchanging myself. It means at the end, when I make some money, I have to share with them. No, I'm going to have them make their own money. So I'm going to bring them in, right? So founder A is like me. He's going to tell all his friends and family. Most of them are going to say, yeah, one of those things, right? They'll put them on the side. A few of them will come in. So let's just take a number, round number, to make math easy. So he gets 10 of them in. Before long, monkey see, monkey do, right? So those 10, they talk to other, maybe 15, 15 talk to 20, 20 talk to whatever. Before long, let's just say he has 100 people in his team, right? Founder B says, hey, it's a passive opportunity. I was told that I don't have to talk to anybody to make money, which is true, okay? So he doesn't talk to anybody. What's the difference? Let's compare the two scenarios, okay? Remember I told you guys, traffic is the key. Traffic is the reason we can dream. This traffic is driven by artificial intelligence. So upon launch, AI is going around distributing customers and or resellers, because guess what? Upon launch, there will be no more founders. Once the company launches, I don't care if you have $1 million to become a founder, you will not be allowed to be a founder. It's done. So yes, what's going to happen? The AI traffic will be bringing in customers and or resellers and distributing underneath us, the founders. Okay, so the traffic is going around to founder A, founder B, founder C, founder D, founder E, back around by the minute. So let's just put this into perspective. Let's say at the end of the month, founder B has 100 customers brought to him by AI traffic. Well, founder A is also a founder, just like founder B. He also gets 100 customers, right? But remember, founder A has 100 other founders in his team, and ONPASSIVE has pledged to build all its founders' teams, right? So those 100 founders under founder A have 100 customers each also. And 100 times 100, my math tells me that's 10,000 customers, plus founder A's 100 customers. So founder A has what? 10,100 customers to monetize on. Founder B has 100 customers to monetize on. Pretty good, pretty hefty, especially considering that he's on vacation, right? It's good money, very good money, to tell you the truth. Well, what is ONPASSIVE saying? Simple. We are going to build your teams for you. But it doesn't hurt if you want to start building. If you don't want to wait for launch so that you can start building your team, you can start off by building your own team. And we're going to reward you. And we're going to reward you abundantly. That's all they're saying. Okay? Now, that package that I told you choose, which is between $100 to $250, ONPASSIVE has also guaranteed that money lifetime. Okay? So what does that mean? That means upon launch, you have 7 days to look at the, you select that package. You have 7 days to look at the product, look at how things are working, how customers are coming in and out to make your choice. After 7 days, you don't like it, you don't have to commit. But what if you decide to commit? And they are saying, give us 90 days after committing. If you don't like what you see, if you don't like the kind of money that we pay you, we will be glad to refund your money. Huge. Nobody does that unless they know they have confidence in what they're offering, right? Okay. I said quickly that I'm going to take you and show you that ecosystem. I'm going to share my screen now so that I can do that really quick. It won't take long. So if you go to onpassive.com, I believe I have it open. And this is just onpassive.com. It's public information. You can go there anytime at your own pace. Okay. And if you scroll down somewhere to the middle of the page, you're going to see ONPASSIVE or our proprietary products, right? And these are the things I've spent time talk about some of them. The digital marketing, the video conferencing, we spend a lot of time on it. The virtual private network, I spent time on it, and website builder. And these are all AI-driven, hands-free tools, guys. If you're a business person online, small or big, you simply click on one of these and it starts running, okay? ONPASSIVE Connect Me is a suite of about 6 products. It has our webinar platform that I mentioned to you guys. It also has SMS, MMS. For those of you who use WhatsApp or Telegram, we have something better, okay? Video chat. IP tracker in itself is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Huge, but we have that all in one place, okay? We have domain name registration. I told you guys I'm paying GoDaddy and stuff like that. That will have to stop pretty soon. We have staff manager, companies like PeopleSoft, Oracle. By the time we launch, they will know that there's a new sheriff in town, trust me, okay? So this is, like I say, you can go down at your own time, look at it, okay? It is already there. Now, I am gonna say this one thing and then we shall go to Q&A, questions and answers, okay? So, every business has risk, and ONPASSIVE is no different. Okay. Fortunately for us, our risk is small. Our risk is what? $97, right? And by the way, I told you guys it's refundable, right? So the CEO has even made it less of a risk. The company said 30 days after you pay $97, we can get your money back. And he went as far as saying from a couple of webinars ago, hey, you know what? I don't care how long the people have been. A founder that wants their money back, we will give it to them. So it's really, really not much of a risk. But if you look at it as some big sum that you don't want to come out of pocket with, no problem. You don't have to come in as a founder now. You can wait until launch, okay? And when they launch, you can come in as a customer and or a reseller. You will not have to pay the $97. You will not be a founder. Okay. You can even wait 6 months after launch or 1 year after launch to make sure it is working. Well, guess what? You're gonna make some money, but not nearly the kind of money that founders make. I can assure you something. All these big companies that you see out there, the Google, the Amazon, all these companies, you can still make money with them. You can go out there, buy shares. Wait 2-3 years, sell those shares. You will make some money. I'm sure of that. But you may double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money even, but you're not gonna make $1 million. No, let alone $1 billion. The people that make the millions and the billions are the people that come in when it is in its embryonic stage. They come in when it is still an ideology. They look at it, sounds good, they jump on it, take that little leap of faith, and by the time the world knows about it, they are in money. By the time the world knows about it, too little, too late for you guys. Okay? So I believe I've given you enough information. Summary, we can talk about ONPASSIVE for 12 hours and we will not be done. That's how huge this is. But I've given you enough summary to make an informed decision. Again, like I said, jump on it and learn about it later. Okay. Now, for those of you who are guests and you feel that you've had enough, you want to be part of this revolution, get back to whoever invited you so that they can show you how to become a founder as soon as possible. However, if you feel like you have some lingering questions that you want clarified, you have something that you need to ask before you can join or sign, we are here. I am here to take your questions. We are fortunate to have Miss Marina Favi from South Africa, who is part of ONPASSIVE Leadership Council. So she too will be helping me to, handle the questions for you guys. So I'm going to make sure that I open it up so that you can unmute yourself because I had force muted everyone. Okay. And please, we just ask that if you're going to ask a question, be sure to have your video on so we can see you the same way that you see us, okay? And we can be cordial with each other. And when you're done, you can unmute yourself. You can mute yourself again, sorry, so that others can have a chance, okay? Thank you so very much. And I'm gonna make sure everybody's can unmute themselves. And I'll ask Marina, is there anything you want to add, Marina, before we go to Q&A?
Yeah, Charles, thanks so much. Really, really appreciate your efforts. So you really got a good understanding of this business. And also when we go into questions and answers, please make sure that it is related to a guest, that, not as a founder, because if you are a founder, there are different webinars for that. So let's keep it open for guests or questions that your prospects have asked, which is fine. Yeah, ONPASSIVE is actually going to, if you think about having a business, whether you have a business or not, or you've worked in a company, everything that they need to make that business work, ONPASSIVE is going to have. Like Charles mentioned, the staff manager, that alone, I mean, all our products it's about 50 products under one umbrella, and each product is potentially a company. So you are going to be part of this IT giant in the tech industry, which is really, it's really, really phenomenal. The opportunity you have here is literally going to change your life, not only your life, but your family's life. You'll be able to buy the dream house, the car you've always wanted. You'll also be in a position to do that for your family. And then there's going to be excess. And if you have a heart like our CEO, they say, like attracts like, and our CEO Ash Mufara has got a heart of gold. He wants to help the communities. He wants to help those less fortunate around the world, but he cannot do it on his own. And through ONPASSIVE, he's built this wonderful business which is going to help turn poverty into prosperity around the globe. And like Charles said, Google is like a verb. ONPASSIVE will be that verb, in the States, or even I've heard it in South Africa as well. When you're wanting to make a photocopy of something, they say Xerox it, but yet it's a photocopy. Xerox became a verb as well if you're wanting to make a copy. The same thing with ONPASSIVE. It's you need anything on the internet, it's going to be ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE for every digital tool that you're going to need in business to be a success. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you have got a smartphone, an iPad, a tablet, a computer, a laptop, you are going to be using one of ONPASSIVE's products, whether you like it or not. It's going to be available to the world. We've also got free products like an OMail, for example, where, like the Gmail, customers are going to be able to have their own OMail account. There's going to be other products as well. But the Ashmafara has really thought about everything, and you just cannot go wrong. There's so many. I am recording this webinar, so I'm sure you'd like to share it with your prospects as well, or just have a look at it again, just to get everything in, because there is a lot of information. But the more you watch the webinars and the more you attend and the more information you take in just on the onpassive.com website, they've got a blog, there's everything you need to know about the business is there. And the nice thing is, today, actually, our lease, a 9-year lease, was signed by ONPASSIVE in our new offices in our headquarters. Our try that again. Our head office is in Florida, USA, in Orlando. And that is where Ash Mafara resides and works from. And then our headquarters, and everyone knows that India has got the best IT technicians and architects and engineers. And that's what Ash has done. He's opened headquarters there. And tomorrow, being Monday, the 2nd of November, we are going to fill 2 of the 5-story building with 400 staff members just on those premises. And by the end of the year, we'll have 1,000 staff members there. We've already got about 250 staff members in Bangalore, India. They refer to Bangalore and high-tech city as the Silicon City of India, where all the high-tech giants are: Google, McAfee, Uber, Amazon, they're all there. And Ash Mafara has positioned himself where the leaders are, because we are going to be leaders in the IT sector. So yeah, I'm just very excited, and I'm very happy that you guys have joined this webinar, because it is definitely, there's a reason. I believe it's divine intervention. I don't believe there's a coincidence that you're here. I believe that you're here for a reason. And that reason is that you can have this opportunity to be the person that is going to change your family tree to a more prosperous and fulfilling one. You're going to be that person that people are going to thank, because you were able to help them get out of the pit. At the moment, people have lost their jobs. Everyone's struggling, but ONPASSIVE is the solution. We are a solution provider to everyone, whether you are just looking for something to do online but not sure what, or you're in a business and you're wanting to take that business to the next level, or you are a large corporate and you're looking for ways of bringing everything under one umbrella to bring your expenses down and get the best service and quality out of the services and products that we offer. Thank you. I'm not sure if Sanjay wants to
Marina.
pull out the meeting, the questions.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Zhang Bok.
Yes, I'm really grateful to be part of this this meeting, and I really would like to congratulate you, Mr. Charles Osong and Marina, for the presentation that you've made. I was invited by Mrs. Dorothy Simpson, with whom I've had a great conversation about the company. Excuse me?
Sunday.
I think somebody is just talking. They should mute.
Yeah, but
go ahead. Yeah, okay. I just muted the person.
All right. So I was saying that I was invited by Mrs. Dorothy Simpson, and I'm really great that she gave me the opportunity to be part of the group and also to gain some familiarity with your company. Just to give you a little bit of background, Mr. Osong, you mentioned that you've been in the US for almost 30 some years. I came to the US in '74. I learned English in Michigan, and I graduated in petroleum engineering from the Colorado School of Mines, and I have an MBA from the University of Denver. And I'm also part of the corporate world. So in terms of longevity, I've been in the US probably as long as you have. So I'm also familiar with the system, and I can also appreciate opportunities. One thing that I told Ms. Simpson is that ONPASSIVE definitely is doing something that is really good. Artificial intelligence is the technology for the future. And they really were able to take a whole bunch of different technologies that they put on the one platform, which is really excellent. It's like one place where you can buy anything that you really want. And I really appreciated that. And I believe that in the future, I may even be one of their customers, because even though I'm not trained in technology like you, Mr. Osong, I really enjoy learning about technology. But I kind of really emitted some reservations in terms of the business model, not the product or the services. And then I asked her and I said, why wouldn't the company go to Wall Street to sell the shares to customers? Because when we compare with Google, with Apple, with Microsoft, all of those companies are listed in the stock exchange, okay, for a variety of reasons. I'm not going to get into the details. And it's probably one way to go. Another way is to go to a venture capital to raise funding to launch the project, to launch the project. But here, they decided to go through different members. And I was asking her, and I said, whatever we hear on TV, we hear about American Grids. Those are the TV programs that we can see every day. They talk to us about companies that have been created, that have been doing business for years, and they end up being frauds. We talk about people like Bernie Madoff, who was in business for 10, 15 years in New York, and who swindled more than 65 billion US dollars from people who became poor. And I said to myself, the only question that I really have is, what due diligence did you make for this particular company to know that in as much as what they're telling us today, they're making promises of a bright future, how do we know that they're not going to end up a fraud? Because fraud is going on today more than ever because of internet. That's my question.
Okay, so you've touched on several different things. Why wouldn't you go to Wall Street? Why wouldn't, well, companies go to Wall Street to raise funds. But when people go to the stock exchange or to the stock market, it's to raise funds, right? Now, ONPASSIVE does not need to do that. Why? Remember, when Google launched, for example, if you look at ONPASSIVE right now, we are over 262,000 founding members already. That just tells you that that's 262,000 customers already, because I told you guys earlier, every founder is going to be a customer, right? So we already have more initial customer than any company that has ever started. That's number one. So it's a different module. We do not need money from venture capitalists who are going to come and want 50% of the company or 60% of the company. It will not be necessary. Now think about it. If we have 500,000 founding members, which I think we will, at least, upon launch, because once they launch that traffic, it's going to be huge. 500,000 customers, 500,000. If everybody just pays, let's just say $100 was what everybody pays upon launch. Do you know how much money that is? We don't need it, and that's just for that 1 month. So that is what I'm saying, and that's before the customers start coming in, right? So ONPASSIVE is doing something that has never been done before. The payments, the structure of the company is unlike you've ever heard in your life. It's different, okay? And all I can tell you is to have faith in the people that are doing it, because they're not going to go get a big office in India. If you look at the ONPASSIVE, the Indians are the ones coming in big time because they can feel it, they can see it, okay? Huge. Okay, well, how much are you going to risk? I just said earlier, there's risk in every business. $97, right? Okay, the risk of losing $97 pales in comparison to the risk of what you can potentially lose as a founding member. Big time, okay? So that's why I'm saying that if you want to take that risk, If you want to follow that 260,000 founding members of all walks of life, some of whom have really done due diligence on Ash's personal life, okay? If you want to take that risk and follow, hey, be my guest, right? But if you don't want to take that risk, it's okay, my friend. You can wait until the launch. They're out in the world, like Google, like Amazon, like I said earlier, and then come in as a customer. Not a big problem.
Yeah, if I can just add to that as well, Charles, you're 100% correct. ONPASSIVE is currently valued at $3 billion US, and that is, we have not launched yet. So, like I tell everyone, $97, if you lose that, if it's a complete fail, you've only lost $97. But if, and it will take off, the potential of the earnings that you're going to make is absolutely phenomenal. I personally know people that have visited Ash Mufara at his offices. They have already been to, there's a few founders that have been to the offices in India. India, we've got a huge following. I mean, they know because they've seen the buildings and they've seen offices, and you know, they know that it's happening. And we've got one of the biggest followings in India because of this. So, you know, everyone, when something big is happening, they'll always find naysayers, people to knock the company, knock the person that's come up with the vision. And yes, you know, you will find people saying that this is a scam. But if you look further, you will see that those people that are calling ONPASSIVE a scam, I call them vultures. They are looking to draw you in to their business. They're calling ONPASSIVE an MLM. It is so far off the truth. We are not an MLM or network marketing company. We are a global IT company, and our CEO has decided to share the wealth with everyone. He said in the last two private webinars ago that he's never going to go onto the stock exchange because we are the shareholders. Rather spread the community with people who saw the vision from the beginning, and while we, you know, in pre-launch, that's who he wants to give the wealth to. So if you are in ONPASSIVE, you are in a going to have a very lucrative future, and you will never have financial problems again. You only have $97 to lose, and when we launch to the public, by then you would have already seen the progress we've made during the beta testing or the pilot when we go into soft launch, and you'll see that Ash Mufara is a man of his word. He has a heart of gold. He is a visionary. He's a businessman. He's also had 20 odd years experience in the online business. He's got an MIT, a Master's of Information Technology, and is a Harvard graduate in online business and marketing. So just on his own, the experience, you know, that's enough. I don't even need everything else that he's done. Just him alone with the experience that he has. He's credible. He has made a fortune with GDI. He believes in, he loved network marketing and affiliate marketing, but he saw that there was a gap in the market, that not everyone can succeed unless you know how to get targeted traffic. You're never going to be a success. So he's taking the 97% of us that have failed online, whether you're in online business or just normal business, and he's saying, right, I'm going to put you in the top 3% of successful people in online business. And he can do that. You know, everything that he's done, he's never committed to a date. That's the one thing he has never done. But everything else that Ash Mufara has said, he's delivered and he's come through. Another thing is, in the last 2 months, Ash Mufara has given away 30 laptops or smartphones, okay, to different people. And if it's a scam, do you think that he's going to be doing that? Why would you be giving people prizes to say, you know, I'm happy with what you're doing, or people who are just deserving that he's picked up in the field? You know, there's no way that somebody who's a fraud is going to do that. The money that everyone says, oh my gosh, he's made over $25 million, whatever, he's not used that money. He's using that money for the massive marketing campaigns. The only thing that ONPASSIVE is paying for is obviously we got staff, we have rents to pay. We don't own the buildings, but we do lease them. And then obviously there's prizes that, you know, to run a business, you need money, you need capital to do that. ONPASSIVE so far is 100% debt free. The Ash Mufara family has funded ONPASSIVE 100%. So we are debt free, and he has not used that money to spend or to gamble with or trade on crypto, whatever. He's got his ways of making money, and he's done a phenomenal job. He really does know what he's doing when it comes to algorithms and targeted traffic in business. Thanks. I hope that helps you.
Okay, any other question?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Ada.
Is your video working, Ada?
Yes, it's working, but I mean, I can't turn it on now.
Are you sure you're not a robot?
No, I'm not a robot.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead.
I have some people that are that want to sign up for this business from Nigeria. They are finding it difficult. I remember one of us gave me his number to contact him for those people to contact him in Nigeria, and so one of them did, and he gave him another number to call the person. And when he called, the person was asking him to pay in certain amount into his personal account so he could help him sign up. And so that person became so skeptical with that and said he doesn't feel comfortable paying in some amount into somebody's account, somebody that he doesn't know. So I was expecting them to kind of walk him through signing up with his card. And that's what he expected too, but it didn't happen. So I guess I lost that person. So I don't know if there's any other way that they can be signing in. I'm sure that some of them on this Zoom already signed up from Nigeria. So how did they do that? Because, you know, I need to know.
So my question to you, Ada, is: are you a founder?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How are you in Nigeria? Or
I mean, a co-founder, huh?
Where are you? Are you in Nigeria too?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay, so you paid using your card, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we do have a lot of people from Nigeria that are paying using their bank cards also. As long as these are global master Visa cards, usually the Nigerian banks, initially they were only letting $100 per month, but now they've increased that to $200 per month. Okay, so yes, they can use their cards in Nigeria to sign up. Okay, and we also have leaders in Nigeria that are helping people who are having problem paying. Okay, so the other thing you can do, if you know that person personally, that they can find a way to get that money to you, and you can use your card to pay for them. ONPASSIVE is not storing. Yeah, you can use your card to pay for them. ONPASSIVE does not store anybody's payment information on file. So I have paid for more than 50 founders already. So
okay, so I can pay for them with my own card.
Yes, you can also do that. That's another option.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And now just make sure when you're paying for them, right? It's if you're using your card, it's gonna be you're paying for. Let's say you're paying for Joe, okay? So it's gonna be Joe's name on there. You just put your card number. So a lot of people get confused with that. Just scroll down and put your card number, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is Pamela Bide. I'm calling from Minnesota. Last time when we had the webinar, they said those distribute the recording, but I never got that. And I'm just really pleading, wishing, because today you really did an emphasis so well that even if you're telling somebody, the person cannot understand just what you explained today, the person will have like the in-depth of the business. So I really wish if when we are having like this type of guest webinars, if some of us founders, we could also have access to this that have detailed explanation.
Are you part of our group chat? Pamela,
Yeah, I'm on the Telegram.
okay.
Yes, yeah.
I think Marina does a good job posting it all the time, and I'm sure I see
Yes.
she's recording. She's gonna post it again. So just keep an
Yeah,
eye on
I
the
am
group chat.
recording it.
Yes.
It takes a while to download. Last time it took 4 hours to download it. So definitely within the next few hours, it will be available. I will share it on the group chat. I'll also have a Facebook group on Passive Africa United, where I'll share it onto that as well.
Okay.
So yes, I'll make sure that you guys do get the recording, because it is important, you know, and I also watch it over again, because there's always little nuggets that, you know, when you listen to it more often, you get a much better understanding of the business. So I'm glad that you are ready to watch it again, Pamela, and I
Thank you
will
so
keep
much.
the recording. I see Artel P36 has his hand up. I don't know what his name is. Artel P36, do you want to ask your question? Are you there? He's gone now.
Maybe it was a mistake.
Sorry,
Okay.
I did not unmute myself. I've been trying to say something.
Okay,
Patience is my name. Yeah, good.
Patience, we can hardly see your face, but where are you calling from? I see your head, part
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Okay.
Can you see my face now? Sorry.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
Where are you
Okay,
calling
thank
from?
you. I'm calling from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not far
Yeah.
from me, I guess. Go ahead.
Yes. When you said Maryland, I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. My question relates to if I want to sign up for somebody in Nigeria, and I heard you answered part of the question that you can sign up that person from here using your credit card. I mean, your own bank card. I can do that, but I need more clarification on that. Will I use the person's email?
Of course.
Because
You're a founder, right? I assume.
yes, I'm a founder.
Okay. So the process was what? Somebody invited you, they send you a link, right?
Right.
You use that link and you put your name, address, phone number, a few good stuff, and then they'll send you an email, correct?
Right.
The company sends you an email, you go to your email and verify that that's you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to gofounders.net to log in. As soon as you put in that username and password, the email and password, you are presented with the payment options, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, if you're paying for, let's say, Joe in Nigeria, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be presented for payment options for Joe's account in this case, right? So if you select credit debit card, it'll auto-populate Joe's names, right? All you have to do is scroll down, put your card information, the CVV, the zip code that belongs to the card, hit pay now, and that's it. It says payment successful. That part is done. Now you can call Joe and say, hey, your account is paid for, go in and sign your NDA. But if it's somebody that you're managing the account for, because I have quite a few accounts like that, elderly people, younger children, I can also go in and sign that NDA on their behalf.
Okay.
But that's the process. It's that simple.
Okay.
But they have to have that email. So in other words, if you have, let's say, a grandmother back in Africa that you're paying for, you would have to create an email address on their behalf.
Yes.
A simple password that at some point you can hand it to them or let somebody manage for them or whatever. So now you have access to that email. Now you can go into that email and verify the account once created, and then make the payment like that.
Okay.
I have another question.
I have a question,
Thank you.
please.
Yes, no problem.
Hi, good evening. I have a question.
Okay, Ms. Shade, go ahead.
Yes, I am a prospect, so this is the first time I'm attending this. And I've been asking the person that invited me that it seems that this is targeted towards Africans. I appreciate the fact that they want Africa to prosper. They want to empower people. But I'm just like, okay, these are a lot of Africans supposing there is fraud. Is there a way we can retrieve our money back?
Okay, so first and foremost,
that is one. That is one.
Let's deal with that first, and then we'll go to the next one. So
Yes,
first and foremost, Africans are the minority. If you were listening keenly, I said when I saw 40,000 founding members, there were no Africans.
Okay.
Right? So I decided to create these private Zoom meetings for Africans. We have a corporate webinar every Tuesday for guests, and I think there's one on Saturdays too. So you go there and you will see very few Africans. If you see maybe 700 people, maybe 5 or 10 are Africans. Okay? So if you want to see other people that are not Africans, yes, you can go to our corporate Zoom webinar. I just did this for our African people so I can break it down for them.
Okay.
And take questions and answers. You should be happy for that. But just because we're African doesn't mean we're always fraudsters. Okay?
No, I'm not talking about being fraudsters. I'm actually saying a lot of people participating in this. I'm not talking about African being fraudsters. The money is being taken from a lot of Africans. That's what I'm saying.
No.
It's been taken from everywhere.
From everywhere.
With 200, I actually don't know the stats. It would be interesting to get that. I'll try and get the actual stats of that. But it's not a problem because we're all equal in ONPASSIVE. What you must ask the lady or whoever introduced you to ask her to send you the link from her back office under webinars. She must send you link from number 16 through to from 8 to 16. That will give you the link to the webinar that we have on a Tuesday evening. That is global. It's from corporate. So we have that for guests and everyone can join there. The reason Charles has done this is exactly the reason he saw that there weren't and also the way it's explained is very different to the way Charles explains it. So what Charles does, it's just more understandable for Africans to get the information that they require, and you'll see the difference. They're both great webinars, you know, but it's good to attend both of them. I would suggest you attend both, and that way you can say, well, actually I like this one, I prefer that, and this is the one I want to make sure my guests attend. So we try and make it available to everyone. There's also other leadership councils and leaders around the world that are having Portuguese and French and Spanish and whatever, Russian webinars, just so that they can get it to their people. So it all depends on your preference, you know, what you find is better for you to understand.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I will hold the second question.
Okay, no, okay, okay, that's fine. I think there was another question. I think it was Ada that wanted to ask something again.
Oh yes, my sister was supposed to sign up under me, and I mistakenly sent her the email address of the person that signed me up. And so she realized that she signed up under that person, but she hasn't paid. You know, at the point where she wanted to pay, she realized that it was not my email address. So can she how does she cancel that to sign up under me? Or do I send, because she hasn't paid?
How does she know it wasn't your email address?
Well, she saw the email address of the person.
Okay, that's strange because normally you wouldn't see the email address. It's only once you've actually signed up will you see who your sponsor is. But what I would suggest is to make sure that there's no confusion. If she could maybe, or if you're wanting to, did I get it right that you're wanting to pay for her?
No, she's paying. She's here in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, just make sure, ask her to create another email account. Google, you can open a Gmail account in a different account, email account, and then she can sign up using your link. Make sure you send her your registration link and say, use a different email account and you can sign up here with this email address. Because ONPASSIVE identifies us by our email address. So you can have 10 different accounts with the same name, the same phone number, as long as it's a different email address.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
So one person can have different account, so long as it's different
I know
email.
someone that's actually gotten 200 accounts. That's absolutely crazy. But yes, he's obviously got his reasons for it. There's other people that have 40 accounts, others have 10, others have 5, others have just 2. It's entirely up to you. You only need one account, you know, but it's just thinking forward. If you're wanting to eventually sign one over to your children who are not of age now, or your grandchildren, or give a gift to someone, you can then change that account, or but as long as you can fund all the accounts, you can have as many as you want, as long as it's all different email addresses. But you only need one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Well, if you're like me and you want to help all of Africa, then you may need more than one.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay,
Hello.
seems like yes, sir, Mr. Terry.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, Terry.
Yeah. I'm really, really happy. Good evening to everyone. I'm really happy to attend this webinar. It's really my first time, and thanks to Mr. Charles Osong and Marina Favit, I'm really, really happy to attend this, and I've been well informed. But just that I have some little questions to ask. In fact, I'll start with the first one. Mr. Charles, I just wanted to ask how long, because following what you've explained, I happen to also do sciences and following some courses in IT back here in Cameroon. And following what you've said, I really wanted to ask how long will this really take? Because I'm seeing the work that needs to be done is really, really bulky for this ONPASSIVE to be launched. How long will it take for it to be really launched and things start moving in a way that
Well,
will be
like
fine?
I said earlier, the CEO has promised us we should be launching by end of this year, right? Remember, we've been in pre-launch since July 2018, right? So you are coming at the tail end, so you don't have to wait too long. Thank God for that, right? But some of us have been waiting for some time, enjoying the process along the way, right? Because it's been fun, to tell you the truth, right? It's a process and we're loving it. You know, just think about you have I know you don't even look that old, but let's say you have a wife who is pregnant, right? And you are involved in the whole pregnancy 9 months, right? That is fun, right? That date of birth is just the final something, but the whole process is fun, right? So it's the same thing here. We have been involved. We get updates all the time. We started off just wanted to be a company that provides traffic to businesses because he's the best in the game. And they said, but you know what? Why not have our own? See? So we'll be increasing and getting bigger and just more fun, just getting better and better. You see what I mean? And we know so far, the way things are looking, that we are very, very, very close to launch. To tell you the truth, he says end of this year, but push come to shove, worst case scenario, because we're going to have a pre-launch before launch. And the pre-launch is just testing the traffic. Something happens and it doesn't work the way the traffic needs to be kind of tweaked a little bit. It may take extra 30 days or so, but that's about it. So we are very close to launch, just so you know. Okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
When did you join, Terry?
He hasn't joined yet.
Oh, you haven't joined.
I've
Okay.
joined.
Have you joined?
I've joined. I'm a founder.
Oh, you already joined?
I've joined.
Okay,
I'm a founder.
congratulations.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
a founder. I'm a founder since things about 3 months ago.
Are you
Okay.
serious? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you come to our founder training, founder meetings? We just had one today.
No,
You
not
should.
yet. It's just that I'm.
Okay.
I'll try.
Those of you who are founders, please come to those founder only meetings. That's how you get information, because if you have been coming, you wouldn't be asking the question you just asked. Tell you the truth.
Yeah. Now, I must encourage
It's my first.
everyone.
Can I ask a quick question, please?
Yes, Pauline.
Yeah, I want to know if you register someone now with your account or with your bank or card, wherever, and it comes to the time they launch, and the person needs to pay. Must it still be that card, or can the person pay from wherever they are? I want to be sure before
I actually
paying.
clarified that because people were just a bit concerned. Say somebody does ask for a refund and you've paid for them, and they think, oh, this is an easy way to get money out, is just to ask for a refund. It will go back. It will just like it's a return to sender. They just hit refund. So whichever way it was paid, they will get, if it was in a Bitcoin wallet, it will go back to that Bitcoin wallet address. If it was a credit card, it will go back to that credit card or debit card's address. So when we have to pay for the package, it doesn't use the same payment. You cannot just say use the same card because they still have to verify the CVV number or verify the payment that you're making. So you don't have to worry that somebody else can, that they'll be able to use your card going forward. Every payment has to be verified by the person that is making that payment and by the company, obviously.
Okay, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Any other question?
This is Patience again. How do we get the information for the founders meeting? Is it on the Telegram or something?
Yes, are you part of that group? So I noticed that we have about over 2,500 people in that group, but when I go to check, less than 10% are active, less than 5% to tell you the truth. A lot of people don't even check. You have to get in the habit of going there at least once a day at the very minimum. I go there like 3, 4, 5 times a day just to see what's up. But if you can at least go there once a day to see what's new, because we send this information all the time. We send updates, we send reminders, we send all kinds of stuff. So being in the group is not just for name. You are in the group because you want to get information. And we do put out a lot of information on that Telegram group. So like, for example, like today, I sent a reminder earlier about the founder only training. I sent a reminder about this webinar. Tomorrow we'll have another webinar, which I'm going to send a reminder again tomorrow. So I do that all the time, every day, actually.
Thank you.
So just being connected, that's all.
What I can also
excuse me,
suggest,
you did not, sorry about that. You didn't answer the second part of my question.
I thought you said you did not ask.
No, I didn't ask. I'm actually talking about the one I asked. The second part was, let's say it doesn't work, or is there any way our money will be refunded?
Well, if you were listening to my presentation, if you're listening, I said that $97 is refundable within 30 days. And our CEO came out 2 webinars ago and said, you know what? Even if somebody has been in for 1 year and they need a refund, I will give them their money back with a kiss, right? So yes, your money will be refunded to you if you don't like it for whatever reason.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other question?
What I wanted to say just now was, there's a lot of information about the company. If you just go onto YouTube, you can follow ONPASSIVE Nation. They've got a lot of videos. They're also on the Leadership Council. I've also got a YouTube channel that I try and put things into perspective by doing presentations to make it easy for you to understand. And Jeffrey Morlock, Dr. Bill Williams, he's had interviews with Ash Mufara. So I would encourage you all to follow those people on YouTube, and it will definitely help you understand the business and the magnitude of this business. All you need is data and a will to learn. Once you've got that hunger for knowledge about the business, you'll see that there's just so much information, and the more you learn, the better it gets, and you realize how big this is. This is massive. This is not a little business that just started up a month ago and now saying, oh, join this platform. It's not a platform, it's a business with we're going to have 1,000 staff members. And Ash Mufara doesn't just hire anybody off the street. There are people that are coming to him from Amazon, from Twitter, from Facebook that wants to work for ONPASSIVE because of the way he treats the staff and the way he's structured their packages and incentives so that they don't want to leave. And also there's always a challenge. Technicians and the IT field, they get bored with just doing the same old thing all the time. So they look for new opportunities. And with ONPASSIVE, there's never going to be a dull moment because they're forever creating and forever developing and designing new products.
I have a question, please.
Yes, sir.
My name is Emmanuel, calling from England. I'm just kind of curious because you mentioned that before the pre-launch, there is no plan to go into the stock because they're trying to work with founders without necessarily using the stock because of the stakes involved in that. So my question is this: in the future, after the launch of these products, the website, is there any plan to hit the stock markets to generate some more traffic of finance?
So I think you misunderstood me. I said there is no plan ever for ONPASSIVE to go to the stock market. It won't be necessary. I didn't just say after the pre-launch or before the pre-launch. No, ONPASSIVE will only get bigger and bigger and bigger. And like Marina said, we are still in pre-launch and we are already worth over $3 billion, still in pre-launch. So imagine by the time we launch, and imagine 1 month after that, 6 months after that, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So there will never be any point in time where we'll have to go to the stock market. Mr. Mofara has decided to share his wealth with us, the founders.
Okay? And also, a very important point, I don't think people really realize how important this is. When the soft launch is over and we go to the official launch, there is not going to be any more founding member positions, not at any price, doesn't matter who you are, ever again. Initially it was about 3 years or whatever that Ash said he might open it up again. But the last webinar, he said, or the last 2 webinars, he said, never again. Doesn't matter who you are, unless I think Redfern mentioned, and that's probably a good thing. If you've got more than one account, you could then sell it at a very hefty profit to somebody who wants to be a founder, because there are huge benefits of being a founding member, but you will not be able to get it directly from ONPASSIVE. You will never be able to get a founding member position, so at no price. So now it's $97. When we launch, it's $149. The extra money that's made there, we as founders will benefit in the form of bonuses, just one time to help us during this time before we go into the official launch. So you have to get in now. And if you're still sitting on the fence, it's going to be very soon when we go into soft launch. The minute that we get that go ahead that we're in soft launch, it doesn't matter even if you have already registered that haven't paid. That will be the price that you have to pay, is the $149. So get in now.
Okay, guys, if there's no other question, I am going to, is there another question before I call on Ms. Senge to wrap this up? I see Alcatel 830T would hand up. Is that intentional or unintentional? That sounds like a mafia name or something. I'm just kidding. Is that a hand up?
No, everyone just saying thank you to you, Charles, and obviously to me, but Charles has really done all the work here. His dedication is phenomenal, fantastic leader. And, there's a lot of great leaders on this webinar. And, if you've got questions, please make sure that somehow you get the link to join that Telegram group if you're a founder. But if not, join my ONPASSIVE Africa United group. I do post all information there, any updates that you need. And yeah, we all work together to help each other. And from me, South Africa, it's now 1:45 in the morning. I bid you a farewell and a good night. And I really hope that you do see this opportunity and take that leap of faith. He who risks nothing is nothing and becomes nothing. We need to risk the $97 to secure our financial futures. Senge and Charles, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Marina, for staying up so late just to make sure our people get this down packed. We appreciate everything you do. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Now, Senge, do you want to wrap this up? Are you still there? She may have falling off, so we'll always have our backup, Mr. Larry.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Go ahead and wrap this up in style for us, please.
Mr. Charles, Africa will be forever grateful to you. Thank you so much. To all our founders, say good to have you here. And to our guests and newcomers or first timers, we say if this makes sense to you, get back to whoever invited you. They send their link to you. They send their link to you, and you can come on board ASAP. And we have this webinar almost every day of the week. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have one. On Tuesday, we have two. One for us and the corporate one. On Wednesday, we have a French webinar. On Thursday, we have another webinar. So please, if any of your guests or friend or loved one missed this, you can always get them into any of those. And for all the founders on board, please make sure you are part of the WhatsApp or Telegram so that you can be in the community and we can give you the updates on a daily basis. Please enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.
All right.
Thank you.
All.
Bye, sir.